All right, it's 7 PM on January 4th, 2022, and we are going to open the Committee of Committees meeting. Roll call, please.
Yep, I have committee members Chris Samples,
Here.
John Talbot,
Here.
William Luxinger,
Here.
Nathan Maz,
Here.
Jen Christensen,
Here.
Bill Motisi,
Here.
President Rick Worm,
Here.
Treasurer Brenda Onabady,
Here.
I Clerk Sandy Maz am here, Public Works Supervisor Brett Berge.
Here.
Well,
I'll go ahead and make,
Go ahead.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve November 16th, 2021 Committee of Committee meeting minutes and also December 7th, 2021 Committee of Committee minutes.
Second.
John makes the motion to approve the minutes from the Committee of Committee meetings on November 6th, 2021 and December 7th, 2021. Jen seconds. Is there any discussion on the minutes?
November 16th minutes.
What'd I say?
6.
Oh, sorry, November 16th, 2021. Strike November 6th. And we saw the motion in the second and discussion. Roll call, please.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
Chris.
Yeah.
William.
Yes.
Still have to do roll call.
No.
No, we can do that.
It's at the discretion of the president.
Motion passes 701.
Mhm.
Reports from the officers. Anything I have this evening is in closed session. On to.
I do not have anything. Water bills will go out tomorrow and everybody should be pleasantly surprised. They are 33 days worth of water bills, so they're slightly higher than normal.
You said pleasantly.
Good day to be you, Nathan.
Not that I use alarm.
Or the office is 15.
You use less in the winter time.
Yeah.
All right, move on to Brenda, treasurer.
I have nothing, just busy with year end, quarter end, and all.
Sound like a
We have no
butcher shop.
attorney. We have no engineer.
His report is in the packet. If there was anything on there for you wanted to go over, no?
Nope, nope.
If
there's any questions.
Questions on it? Anybody have any questions on the report in the packet for you to answer?
No.
I did. The sidewalk in the front of the fire station, how long are we replacing it? Seemed pretty pricey.
I'm not sure what they measured out, but it might just be from, where the parking stalls begin and end, but I don't know what their measurements were.
I don't know, seemed pretty cheap compared to the 600,000 to do all the sidewalks.
But wasn't that a 50-50
For the sidewalks?
for the fire station?
No, that's, if they would fix theirs, if they fix their portion, it would be cheaper for us. It would be the lower amount on the proposal. Not that we're saying we're gonna do it. We asked them to.
Right.
I think Matt's actually gonna be here in a couple weeks.
He will. He'll
So
be
we
on the
can-
25th.
We can just reschedule this in,
and
have any questions answered.
But we have we heard from the fire station at all about?
I have
that?
not.
All right.
Were there any other questions that I can pass along? to the 25th?
You mud jack that instead?
Oh, it's broke up. It's pretty bad. It's pretty
Is that part of our bike path?
bad. It's,
Like
well,
that's in the road?
yeah, the bike path's down below, but that is the site and it is heavily used. So
Mm.
it's in very bad shape.
So put that on the agenda, please. We'll get Matt go over and if there's any questions, get them to Sandy. We can get them to Matt and he can answer them in 2 weeks.
You should probably tell him first so that he actually has the answer.
Oh, I'll
It
ask
says,
the
get
question.
any questions.
But I mean, he's, because sometimes he's not, sure if he doesn't do it, somebody else. Now that they got a new guy in charge, it may even be more mysterious.
Nope, I'll ask him that question so he's prepared.
You guys,
All right, we'll move on to committees,
Yeah.
community development events. Jen?
what happened to me?
I have nothing other than trying to find a date that works to reschedule the blood drive. That's all.
I forget the guy's name.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right, finance, William?
Nothing.
Ordinance enforcement, Bill?
Well, we've had some minor complaints from some village residents referencing snow plowing, not not what we're doing, but residents are putting snow upon other residences' property. And the situation apparently has been taken care of. I did talk with the one complainant. I went out there and I guess the snowplow guy went back out there and pushed the snow off the guy's property and in its place. I know that we can't, that the residents are not allowed to push snow onto the street, but I don't know about any ordinance preventing snow from going on somebody's property unless it's a real big deal. So that was taken care of luckily. Sandy, did you send some letters to those other people that were complaining?
I didn't do anything besides
That's
email you,
fine.
which is all I said I would tell
That's
the
fine.
gentleman.
It's taken care of.
All right.
And I did not have to bother with the alleged offenders. So that's taken care of. I hope that people would be careful with these storms that we're having and take in consideration the feelings of your neighbor. We want everyone to get along, and we all have a responsibility. That's as far as that I have on that. Thank you for that. And a personal note, I'd like to thank everybody, all the board members and each one of you individually for the birthday card. It's appreciated. The only thing I can say on top of that is that you can argue all you want about what the most important day of the year is. And there really shouldn't be any argument. It's your birthday, because that means you're here. It means you're here to take care of your family, the other responsibilities that you've taken on, and to do whatever has to be done. But I thank you sincerely. And please remember that that's a very important day for all of us. Thank you.
Happy birthday. Marks and John?
Nate is here tonight via Zoom for if anyone had any additional questions, comments, or concerns for the annual fee ordinance. It's still in the draft mode. We would like to move forward and go for possible approval next Tuesday. Not hearing any questions, or if Nate had anything else to put in.
No, we took the comments from last week and incorporated them into the document. So I believe we captured the discussion and the direction that the board had given us.
Also, Nate and I met today on some different things related to the parks, the pond project and the fee ordinance. And Nate had brought up the subject of the fireworks. And Nate, if you could just touch base with that, so everybody's kind of aware. I don't know if Jen's aware of that yet or not. So
I did forget, and I briefly mentioned it when I got an email. Doug is the guy who runs our fire. And Jen, I apologize, when you talked, I didn't remember to bring this up or forward you. He's asking about the fireworks show for next year. If we're able to get back to him timely, meaning like probably, very, very soon within the next few weeks or so, he can get the pricing from last year. And I guess the direction would be, do we want to stick with the same budget and just tell him, go ahead and do the similar show as last year with trying to get a lower pricing? Or if we wait longer in order to get the same level, prices will likely go up, I think was what he was saying. So that I just wanted to let you know that Doug had reached out to us saying that, if we kind of lock it in now or give him the go ahead now, we can kind of maintain last year's pricing and budget and that sort of thing. So I just wanted I forgot. Thanks for reminding me, John.
yeah, I didn't remember till we got to me. Sorry, Jen, I would have said something.
No, that's fine. I just quickly went into the calendar, and the 3rd is on a Sunday.
Yeah, I don't care what day we do.
Or do we want to go back to the Saturday night to the 2nd, considering that?
We've always done the third.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Go back.
Well, I meant like a Saturday night.
I'm open to either one. It doesn't matter.
I want to stick with the third.
Okay.
That's fine with me too. It doesn't.
You have a multi-year option? I thought we signed a 3-year with them once.
I don't know.
I'm fine with it. We're doing the same.
Nate, you shook your head. Is there a multi-year option?
I just heard what he said and was like, oh, that's probably a good idea. So I could ask him and find out, like, hey, if we pay for the, 3 years worth of show, can we get this year's pricing for those 3 years or whatever? I'm not sure. But it certainly is a great event for the parks and the village. So I'm kind of for, throwing a few more bucks at it and keeping it really fabulous. But if we want to maintain the existing budget and show, then I'll tell them do what we've always, what we always done. So
Would we be interested in spending 1,000, a couple thought, 2,000 more for even a little bit bigger show, or is everyone just comfortable with what we've had?
If I'm not mistaken, when we switched to this company from the last, we had a price reduction.
We've been at 16
For
a
while.
since we decided to do it on the 4th that 1 year. We've stuck with 16,000.
I'm happy to stay with 16,000. I don't want to increase it because we're probably going to increase the price and get the same thing next year anyway.
We did switch to this company partially also because they're local.
I'm going to stay over the other and the third.
Just throwing it out there, it's fine.
I understand. I wouldn't mind a bigger show. I just don't want to be caught up in the inflation. So
Right, because they may end up having to go up anyway if
Yeah, everything else is. So everyone is comfortable then moving forward to vote on the annual fee ordinance next Tuesday? Sandy. Thank you, Nate. Do you have anything else?
no, that's it. Thank you.
Thanks for zooming in.
Hey Nate, do you want to see if he's got the 3rd open?
I will respond to him right now and say, from what I'm gathering, we want the 3rd and same budget, same show as we always do, kind of, if that's what I'm,
Well, he's gonna ask. Multi.
yeah, I'll ask him if the 3rd is open and, tell him to, to go ahead and, yeah, get that pricing locked in, and our budget is 16 like it was last year, so I'll follow up with him.
William would still like you to ask if there is a
Oh,
multi-year.
right, okay, yeah, I didn't hear, for some reason, it's not very loud, so I didn't hear that. Yeah, I can do that, yes.
Any further, John?
That's all I had this evening, Rick.
Streets and ditches? Chris?
Well, as everybody knows, we've had snow a couple times and we're supposed. Sorry, what?
It snowed?
Yeah.
Said what?
Twice. And It's supposed to snow, what, is it tonight or tomorrow?
It's gonna blow the wind.
Yeah, there's
No, I thought there was gonna be more
there's,
snow.
there's a possibility of a little bit of snow, but mainly wind tonight, tomorrow.
My Alexa gave me a winter weather.
Until Fergie says there's snow or not snow. you
But
don't-
either way, we've had some snow and, to plan for the future, for future snows, we're pushing snow back. So we have what Fergie likes to refer to as the wing on the bigger truck, pushing snow back into people's yards. And there's a possibility we might catch somebody's grass or whatever, but we need to move the snow back into the ditches so that we have room to put future snow.
Meaning to the right of way?
Yes, into the
It's
right.
technically in,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I understand. It's into the right of way. I don't think residents understand that the right of way, which is what, like 15 feet on each side of the road, is actually, we have the right of way to take care of that, to move the snow. But I just want people to know, everybody who's watching, that there's a possibility that a truck will come by with a wing sticking out that'll be pushing the snow into the ditch so that we have room to clear the streets in future snowfalls. And if we happen to, hit your grass, it's not intentional. And if it doesn't, grow back in the summer, give us a call and we'll go out and look and possibly, throw some seed down or whatever so that we can get it to grow back. But, I had somebody call and he was upset that, well, he said we did a really nice job, clearing the streets, and that is our priority. But then he was upset because we pushed the snow back into his yard. It wasn't the snow itself that upset him. It was just the fact that we could catch his grass, and we apparently have in the past. I've had it happen to me too. I just wait till summer, throw a few little seed down.
Reseed it and be
Yeah,
done with it.
and as long as they're not moving, half a yard of dirt or something, I'm not gonna complain. It's just a gouge here or there. It's not a huge deal.
Cause they're that far up, they're gonna be taking the mailbox.
With the wing, they push it back farther, but it's usually, and I was talking to Fergie about it today, and it's because we hadn't had the freeze when we were doing it. The ground wasn't frozen, otherwise it usually glides over it, and it's not an issue, but either way, We need to clear the snow back so that we can clear the roads in the future and everybody has safe travels. That's our priority, getting the roads clear so everybody is safe.
What temperature does salt stop working at?
Depending on, yeah, it depends, standard road salt, I don't have the exact number, non-treated road salt is, I want to say possibly, I could be wrong here, around the 12 degrees, somewhere in there is when it starts to really slow down, or it'll just burn through and sit on the bottom, so it's somewhere in there, right above 10 degrees.
We're supposed to have a low of 10 this evening.
Yep.
The next 2 days, 11 for highs.
Yep.
And Friday, a high of 7.
Yep.
So it'll be a wonderful week.
Snow will be blowing.
With
into the
windshields
road,
of-
So be careful.
25 below.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be brisk.
It is January.
Don't we have any,
2022.
don't we have any calcium chloride mixed in with some of that stuff at all?
No.
Nothing?
Never had.
Just plain salt?
It's just standard road salt, yes, yes.
I thought before we used to mix a little chloride.
Yeah, no, and like I said, that typically does us just fine, so it's usually not an issue for us.
That ain't trouble.
Not that anybody will see this before tomorrow, but we have negative wind chills all day tomorrow.
Yes.
Brutal.
Quite the windy day.
That's it for streets and ditches unless there's something else.
No, I appreciate you bringing that up. Like I said, we did catch some grass, this last go around, Nate and I, we were out in it, with the blowing snow, the wind, visibility and, trying to push back as far as we could. It happens. Like you said, Chris, it happens. We don't do it on purpose. But it's part of snow plowing, unfortunately. So. But yes, thank you.
I'm happy as long as the road's clear, if we have an issue, that needs to be addressed, we'll do that later.
Well, if we have to get chloride, if there's a certain kind of problem, do we have that ability to get that?
We can, I mean, we can buy treated salt if need be.
They also got that liquid that we used to use?
No, we don't pre-treat anymore that,
Okay,
but like I said, if we do need to get a treated salt that goes into a lower temperature, we can get that. Just most of the time, we don't need it.
we may not need it for the regular.
It's really not gonna matter
Yes.
because at
But-
some point it's gonna get to a temperature
Yes.
below
Nothing's
what
gonna-
anything's gonna work. So
I'm
you're
talking
gonna
about
have
cars
to drive.
stopping and going at the stop signs and stuff like that.
Yes,
Anyway.
no matter what, we make sure that it's safe.
Okay.
So we take care of it. It's,
All right.
yes.
Thanks a lot.
Anything further, Chris?
No, that's it.
Utilities, Nathan?
Spoke today about a gentleman about some solar power. We're gonna bring him in next week and have a conversation for some of the village utilities. So see what options are available, cost savings, things of that nature. Sounded pretty good on paper right now, so.
Is this somebody new?
I don't know. It's the first time I spoke to him, so, but that's not saying he's new.
Is it the same guy?
Yeah,
Same
Yeah,
guy
because
I talked to about?
we've had these,
So they approached us about
Oh, we've got 3 or 4.
8-10 years ago. But they've got a new plan and a new idea, so
yeah, the deal sounded very, sounded like it was a win-win for us, so,
it sounds pretty good. We'll
yeah,
see what the
it
reality
sounds
is.
great. So, until we see, contracts and things of that nature, which we may want to adjust or do some, verbiage for us, but I don't think this will be the only one. I'm going to try to see if we can come up with a couple other names too, to figure out what the best deal in town is. This one seems very competitive to what anyone else would probably offer us.
just the one that turns our meters back.
Just for the utility, just for, water and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
I'm confused. What are they offering?
they're just offering pretty much solar power to come in, and then for the first 6 years, they take a big chunk of the profits. So we pay a little bit more for the first 6 years, and then after that, it's kind of turned over to us.
You
And
like for
then
them to put up a solar farm here in town?
they put a solar power farm up in town. We don't pay anything for it. From there, they
It isn't.
charge us.
It's not a farm. Don't
No.
use the word farm.
Okay,
It's a.
they're putting
solar-
up panels
No,
more
it's
than
for
one.
our benefit. It's to attach to the wastewater treatment plant for our benefit.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's not a solar farm.
The
That's why I
idea-
said, don't use the word farm.
The idea is that it's gonna run about 80 to 90% of the electricity that we use out at the utility area will be compensated or taken care of from the solar energy. Obviously,
Theoretically?
In theory, yes. And
And they'll-
the idea is that whatever we put in, we'll have, room for expansion for us to add more panels on and for us to grow as a community too, in the future, without taking up the room that we have for our growth already.
I don't know what their plan is now, but their previous plan was to put it on the berm around the wastewater plant. So that way it didn't take up any of our space.
This is gonna go, you said about in that area, that gate that goes out the back where we're gonna spread.
That's ideal where I like it, but I don't think it's gonna work for us to eat up that whole area.
No.
It's gonna have to be, we're gonna have to be creative out there is what it's gonna come down to.
And then like,
I think we have the room to do it. If we get real creative or if they're willing to, spread it out a little bit. I'm assuming they want things closer together. The longer those lines run, the less power you lose stuff. So
my
they
understanding,
want to keep it kind of tight.
my understanding was that they basically make their money off the subsidies from the government for doing it. And then in 6 years, they roll it over to the property of the village.
Right. They just is nice because the first 6 years, they take care of everything. They kind of monitored everything and a little closer than they're going to after they turn it over to us. We still have warranties and things of that nature. It's just that more of the responsibility is back on us because we get more of the profits. Or, well, not the profit, but more of a break even point. The idea is that for the first 6 years, I think they said it would save us roughly 16,000. And then for the remaining 16, you're looking at about an $800,000 cost savings.
Not per year.
Theory, no, for the whole
Over-
16
Yeah, I
year
just have to divide it by 6.
window or whatever it's gonna be, yeah. 18 years, I guess is what it would come out to, whatever equals 25, with that, so 19 years. So, but that was the idea. Obviously, those are preliminary numbers based off of what they assume we use and, numbers that are, in general, so. But there is no cost to us that I saw in the proposal. That doesn't mean there's not something that when they put it down on paper.
I
So,
mean, they'll go over all this.
Right, right.
We
And
we
they'll-
actually had Brenda send bills to them so they would know what our usage is.
Okay,
For a year. Yeah.
Yep. So I think the numbers are pretty close. Obviously, this was done a little while ago and some things have changed and they kind of updated those things in the presentation, but that was
That's why I
kind of
said,
the skinny. So, yep. They'll do the same presentation, I'm assuming, or something a little bit more in depth with us, and then we can all rapid fire. But I just want to let you know that we're gonna have the opportunity to discuss about it. And that is, I think SCADA is still in the waiting period, right?
It is, yes.
And then everything else is the same for me, so that is all.
all right, anything on the Verizon lease? LR lease,
No, what, too fast for a moment. What's happening on the Verizon lease?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Why is it so nothing? What's going on? How much money have we spent?
Nothing, why
Nothing.
nothing's happening.
No, I mean, how much money, are we gonna have a savings? Are we gonna come out ahead, fighting this thing?
we're
or
trying to
what?
get them to fall into line with what they told us they were gonna put at the water tower. And so,
But we really haven't moved forward because we don't want to spend the fees on attorneys.
right.
Yeah. right,
No,
that's what
we're
I'm
waiting.
saying.
They switched
Not costing
attorneys,
anything.
so we're waiting for the new attorneys to answer.
Yeah, but how many new attorneys have we had?
It's a
How
game
many
they
more
can
will
play
we
for a
have?
long time.
I hope we can come out ahead and come up with an answer. This is getting a little ridiculous.
It is.
So, okay.
William, you were working on the LR lease or part of it?
Yeah, I've slacked off on that. I gotta meet with Sandy and Kenny and we'll get it in gear.
We're just trying to get that all into one document instead of,
No, they want it, they want to, this is the fiber that they want to run, so
I thought we wanted to get it all condensed into one lease agreement.
we did.
Hmm?
We want to.
Right.
And we want to update it.
Public? Linda, you have anything?
No, I don't.
All right. We do need 2C1 this evening. We do not need the rest.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to go into closed session under 2C1, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, specific individuals who serve as independent contractors in the park, recreation, or educational setting, or specific volunteers of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee, a specific individual who serves as an independent contractor in a park, recreational, educational setting, or a volunteer of the public body, or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity.
Sean makes the motion to go to closed session under section 2C1. Chris seconds. Let's see. Roll call, please.
Bill,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
William,
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
Time is it?
7:25.
Now you're.
Motion to reconvene open session.
Second.
Don makes a motion to reconvene open session. Nathan seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We're back in open session at 7:39.
Do you mind holding 1 second?
Absolutely.
Glenda, could you hear all that?
I heard where you came back in and voted to open up the session again.
Perfect, thank you.
We do not have any follow-up actions to close session. Does anybody from the board have anything further before we close?
See, we got pizza tonight. Who do we thank for those? Oh, us, okay.
Nope, nope.
I
no, no,
appreciate
no.
that. I wish I could stay.
Ansel Glink.
Ansel Glenn.
No, I wish I could stay and have, but I got all these
Grab some for the
commitments and,
road.
what?
Take some for the road.
No, you can't do that, but thanks anyway. I appreciate it.
So he does bring up a valid thing that I guess we didn't mention. So tonight we are missing both Matt and Ansel Glink. They were supposed to come for the rest of those hefty closed session items. Due to scheduling and other things, those have been moved to the 25th of this month. So the 25th would be a very nice meeting if everybody could be here.
Again?
No
Let me
gifts.
check my calendar, hold on.
No,
Gifts.
no what?
Gifts.
Glenda, do you have anything
Nope.
further before we close?
What's gifts mean?
No, I did not, Rick. Thank you.
I don't get it.
Last meeting.
Make a motion to.
Oh,
Present.
okay. I'm sorry, my brain just
Adjourn.
don't, Sandy's sharp. I don't-
Second.
Nathan makes a motion to adjourn. Jen
I know.
seconds. All in favor, say aye.
I.
Any opposed, same sign. We're adjourned at 7:40.
In the 17th.